Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Aston Township Board of Commissioners meeting for Wednesday, November 18th, 2025. Will everybody please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay, we have a good agenda tonight. So we go to item 3, review and approve of the minutes of the regular meeting of October 15th.
I make a motion to approve the meeting minutes of the regular meeting of October 15, 2025.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any comments or questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Nays? Ayes have it. We go right into committee reports. Where's he at? Mr. Tinsley?
Mr. Higgins, I will be reading the permits and license report for October 2025. The beginning balance for permits and license was $600,032. The total income from building permits and general contractors this month was $143,912. And the total revenue collected this month, or the month of October rather, was $176,672. This gives us a total for the 2025, $776,704, and comparable to October, which was $120,000 less, which was $651,141. That's the end of my report.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Berry, please.
Thank you, Commissioner Higgins. This is the police report for November 2025. Incidents handled was 535, accident investigations 37, criminal investigations 19. Clearance rate for Part 1 was 62%, clearance rate for Part 2 crimes was 72%. LPRs, Pennell and Concord, $1 million plus, Pennell and Dutton Mill Road, 811,000. Concord and Dutton Mill, 593,000. Concord and Bridgewater Roads, 535,000 plus. Concord and Aston Mills, 587,000. And Pennell and Glendale Road, 517,755. And also, I mentioned last month that Pendelco has cameras on all their buses, and there was 58 violations last month. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Commissioner Berry. Commissioner Prendergast.
Thank you, Commissioner Higgins. Road foreman activity report for October 2025. The month of October is a month of transition. We started the month with a beautiful day for Community Day. Thanks to all the volunteers to help make it a great day. The temperatures are beginning to drop and daylight gets less each day. And just like the season change, the Public Works Department begins to transition from summer mode to winter mode. The following report highlights the main activity of the Public Works Department. The grass group completed all cutting and trimming for the season. The crew will continue to mulch the leaves on township properties through early December. The road crew repaired a washout shoulder on Central Avenue. The work consisted of some excavation, use of a ton of tampered modified stone. The job was finished with 3 tons of asphalt. The Highway Department repaired an inlet in the cul-de-sac of Megan's Circle. This was the 25th inlet repaired this season. Inlet repair will continue next year. The service guys serviced all the highway vehicles. They started prepping each truck for winter. This consists of installing the auger box and spinner with the plow, making sure the equipment is fully operational. The entire crew was able to assist the police in moving to their new station on Concord Road. Curbside leaf bag collection started on October 27th and will continue on your trash day through December 19th. Our sanitation department picked 67.45 tons of recycling and 519 tons of residential waste. As a reminder, the following roads are state-owned and maintained: Pennell Road, Concord Road, Milton Road, Bridgewater Road, Dutton Mill Road, Aston Mills, Bernie Highway, Bodley Road, and Lenite Road. If you have any maintenance or safety issues on any of these roads, please contact PennDOT at 610-566-0972. A reminder to all residents to dispose of all medical waste property. so as radiation can be found on something as small as a tissue or an adult diaper. Nuclear medicine patients should contact their doctor for more instructions on the proper disposal of medical waste. Please remember that the first full week is Metal and Appliance Week. Bulk Trash Week no longer exists. Anything that can burn can be put on your curb for trash at any time. Please have your trash at the curb by 6 a.m. of the designated trash day. Any questions or complaints, please call Bill Cersey, road foreman at 610-494-8005. That's into my report.
Thank you. And I bet that last paragraph you could probably do without reading it because you've read it so many times. Commissioner Doherty.
Okay, I had before me the treasurer's report for October 2025. Operating cash in the general fund as of October 31st, $1,151,214. Other funds include the TD Bank escrow checking account with a balance of $659,427. The 2022 Pliget account with a balance of $1,693,928. The TD Bank capital checking account with a balance of $3,950,983. Total cash balance of the township as of October 31st, 2025, $7,887,163. That concludes my report.
Thank you, sir. Commissioner Bowden.
I have the library report here tonight. For the adults, Friday, December the 12th, they'll be hosting a Steps to Travel and Transit at 10:30 a.m. The staff will be there to provide more information about public transit in Delaware County and renew senior ride cards and keys. For the kids, they have an interactive display in the juvenile big kids select section, book reviews. If the library kid loved the last book they read, fill out a review, slip and drop it in the front desk. Monday, December the 8th, I'll be hosting a Sing, Chirp, Explore, Woody Woodpecker Wonders at 11 a.m. Preschool kids can learn about woodpeckers and their role in the ecosystem. Friday, December the 12th at 10:30 a.m., they're going to be hosting Miss Brooks' music class, excuse me, for young children 4 months and 2 years old. Saturday, December 13th at 10:30 a.m., they're going to host a Jitterbugs yoga adventure for children aged 3 to 12. Your child can learn some basics about yoga and it's part of an adventure story. The next thing I have is our annual Christmas tree lighting. So please mark your calendars for Friday, December the 5th at 6 o'clock at the Aston Community Center. The Aston and Pennell School choruses will be singing, and we may have a surprise visit. Maybe the big guy might be arriving. We sure hope that he can find Aston for all the good kids that were here. There will be a Christmas tree, a Christmas decoration for your houses. The judging will be December 14th to December the 20th. So decorate up pretty and make Aston look great. And last, I have the luminaires. We're going to celebrate that on Saturday, December the 20th. For $5 a set, or a set of 3 luminaires. You can go onto our website, Aston Township Facebook page. Aston Township Community Center will have forms. Aston Township offices will have forms. The night of the luminaire, again, is December the 20th. And for those of you that did it last year, this town looked absolutely amazing. So I'm hoping that it will be bigger and better this year. That's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Ms. Bowden. Mr. McGinn.
Thanks, Commissioner Higgins. I've got 3 reports, but before that, the special visitor for one of my kids, I don't know if they're going to get a positive referral from my wife for that special visitor after they flooded our bathroom right before this meeting. So, yeah, but we'll see how that goes. Plenty of time to make it up and catch up. But in terms of reports for tonight, the first from a fire committee report. Still a lot of volume from our fire department, both on the fire and EMS side. 94 calls in October alone, 239 EMS calls. Good strong manpower response, 8 per incident, with a good response time. I think it was 7 minutes for EMS and around the same for fire. One thing I'm going to point out, I mentioned this one time last year as well.
So of those 94 incidents, right, where we have a fire truck go out, more than 1 in 4 are for some type of false alarm. It could be a detector activation, no fire unintentional, smoke detector activation, no fire unintentional, alarm system malfunction. So that's more than 1 in 4 times the fire truck's coming out and it didn't really need to. So, you know, one of those kind of public service announcements, obviously, for all of us. You know, check the batteries on those things, try to be prepared and avoid that, because it does take a lot of, you know, just imagine that's 8 people, often volunteers going from somewhere else to get on a truck and go out there. So just an important thing to know and think about. Second, from the new building side, you know, the police have moved into the new building. It is open for the township staff. Everybody's moved in by the end of this month. Waiting on a couple of things in terms of working through that. It's really a lot of punch list items now, which, if you're not familiar with that term, it's kind of those, everything's done and you go around making a list of what needs to get tweaked, what needs to get fixed, you know, things like that. So I think we're in really good shape. Again, kudos to Kelly, Bill, and a number of folks that have been very involved. Our chief's back here. He's very involved in terms of making sure that transition went smoothly. Well done, Chief Ruggieri, and the team to get over there. And the last thing, and I should say for new meetings, I think, you know, we're looking at, I think it's been talked probably with reorganization would be when we'll shift. So this will be our next to last penultimate meeting here at the firehouse. Very much appreciate their accommodation for us. I think this has been a good spot while we've been in transition. So last one, really exciting. There's going to be an official press release tomorrow. But something as a board we looked at and reached out. There's something called the Wall That Heals. So folks are familiar with the Vietnam Veterans Memorial down in Washington, D.C. A number of years ago, I think the closest community us that ever hosted is Marcus Hook, at least in recent years. So it's directly associated with the memorial down in D.C. It's been to over 800 communities, you know, in the course of probably the 30 years it's been in existence. You know, they get over 100 applications each year. They did this year. Yeah, we looked at it, felt it was really important as a township to do it. We have veterans on this board. You know, my dad, who grew up in Aston's a Vietnam veteran. So it was definitely a passion project, I think, for the board. But we just got word today officially that we were accepted. So something I'm very excited about. It'll be the 250th anniversary of the country. And not just are we getting it, you know, we're going to get it in October. So in that fall season, you know, closer to Veterans Day. So there's going to be a lot more communication, a lot more outreach. Absolutely need a lot of volunteers, people to help. So look for more information on that. If you have friends, relatives, anybody in the veteran community or a relative of veteran, somebody that cares about it, you know, please pass along the word, because we're going to host it in Aston, but we're going to try to make this, you know, a big, you know, regional event. And it's really cool. You know, last thing to say, looking at the list, I mean, from start to finish, you know, this will go from California to Massachusetts. It's even starting, I think, in Hawaii this year. We're one of 2 sites in Pennsylvania, 31 in the country. It'll go all the way from Minnesota to Del Rio, Texas, which is literally right on the border with Mexico. So it hits all over the country, but it's very cool. It'll be stopping here from October 8th to October 11th in Aston. Yeah, so that's my reports today.
Thank you, good job, thank you. Okay, we now move on to approval of the bills and payroll report, treasurer's report, I'm sorry.
I make a motion to approve the treasurer's report.
Second.
We have a motion second. Any comments, questions on that? All in favor, signify by aye.
Aye.
Okay, nays? Ayes have it. All right, next, approval of the bills and payroll report.
I make a motion to approve the bills and payroll report.
Second.
We have a motion and second. All in favor, signify by aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it. Next, we move on to open to the public. That's item 6, agenda items only. If you're interested in coming up and speaking, please do so. There she is.
Kathy Pack, 2931 Concord Road. And you don't have to answer it now if you're going to address it, but I was just wondering if you could elaborate a little bit more on item E regarding the authorization of the condemnation of the permanent and temporary construction. So if you're going to talk about it in your voting on it, that's fine, otherwise if you could just elaborate a little bit.
We will talk about it, and the solicitor can answer any questions you may have when the time comes.
Okay.
Thank you. That's okay with you, right? Anybody else like to come up and speak? Nick Penza.
Nick Penza, 30 Morgan Road, Aston. We'll start with the last one first. HG. The approval to the agreement between the township and the RIC Municipal Center. Now, the RIC Municipal Center, that is the new municipal building, right?
No, that is the development that's going to be behind where the old building is now.
Oh, okay.
That's just, that RIC is just a developer's term for it.
Okay. Then to agenda item 8D. Now, I see that the request for the local share assessment grant, that is for the purchasing of snowplow. Does that mean the current snowplow is on the fix, or you're just getting out ahead of getting a new snowplow?
So we have multiple snow plows right now, so this would be an additional snow plow for us to use during heavy snows.
Now, we do have enough snowplows for this winter, because
Yes.
this is
Yes, we
predicting to be a bad winter.
Yes, we have one, yes.
You sure of that?
I'm absolutely sure.
Agenda item 8C. So we're gonna borrow another $3 million, even though we have $7.8 million in our revenue funds. So I don't understand why we can't just use some of the money out of the revenue funds. Why we have to incur more debt?
All right, Nick, I'll explain that one. This is related to the new building, so I'm gonna talk about this in a little bit, but since you're asking about it, we might as well get to it now. This is what's known as a bridge loan. So we have, the money needed for the construction of the new building. However, we don't have a lot of money yet from the new, sale of the old property. We have, an RCAP, money from the state and LSA money from the state. We didn't receive that yet. We're gonna get that at some point next year, so we need a loan to bridge us over, to pay off the bills until we get that money that's owed to us. And once we get that, we pay off this loan.
Okay, so the money from the state, do we have to pay that back?
No, the state's it's a grant from the state. No.
Okay, I'll, end my line of questioning until we see the budget.
Thank you. Anyone else, please? Okay, seeing none, we'll move on. We're gonna have, what everybody's been waiting for, under new business A, preliminary budget presentation by Commissioner Doherty, and you're gonna learn at a high level tonight how we spend your money as residents.
Well, this is very, very high level. It's that time of year, so we, in November, we did the preliminary budget presentation, and next month we'll do the final budget presentation for 2026. So, again, this is only gonna take a few minutes to go through a few slides. Our actual budget is not going up a whole lot from 2025 to 2026, and I'll delve into that more deeply next month. It involves mostly the minimum municipal obligations for our police and non-uniform staff. Our investments did very well last year, so to help to mitigate some of the increase. Our budget in 2025 is $18.435 million, and it's only going up to $18.502 million in 2026 per current estimates. So it's not going up a whole lot. Okay. So our millage comparison, this is the key slide. Our millage in 2025 is 3.8075 mils, and our preliminary millage for 2026 is 3.9199. That's an increase of 2.9%. So the take home is we're looking at a tax increase of 2.9% for 2026. That's a increase of 3.5% for general government. Our debt service is not going up. Fire tax and property tax are staying the same. So you add that all together, it's a 2.9% increase. So one thing I'm going to call out here And one thing we're still waiting for is where it says total assessed value. So in 2025, the total assessed value, this is the total assessed value of all property in the township. If you were to sell the township, this is what we'd be worth. It's $1.7 billion, $1.703 billion, $1.703 billion. We don't know what that is yet. The county determines that based on all the changes. Well, yeah, so they have all their calculations. So generally it goes up, so we anticipate that'll be higher, and that helps to mitigate our tax increases as well. So as of right now, we're keeping it the same for our calculation purposes, but we anticipate that'll go up, and we generally get that by the end of November. So we'll know that by next month. So this is a slide we're putting in for the show. I think Commissioner McGinn asked to put this one in at some point about 6 months ago. This just shows our tax rate history over the last few years and our millage and where we stand. So back in 2022, we had a 2.4% increase. 2023 was a big increase. That was 6.1%. 2024 was a 3.3% increase. 2025, last year we had a 3.5% increase. And this year for 2026, we're only looking at a 2.9% increase. So this gives us a good snapshot of where we stand. And at the bottom, the sanitation fee. So we've gone from 280, generally we go up about $10 a year or so. Back in 2022, 2023, there were pretty big jumps there for the waste disposal fees from the county. But so we started back in 2022 at 280, and we're looking to go up from this year we were $350. We're looking to go up $10 in 2026. So this is a good snapshot of where we stand over the last few years. So as I just mentioned, the sanitation fees, this comes from the Cole County Solid Waste Authority. We don't know what this is yet. We should know very soon what the tonnage rate could be. So right now we're anticipating $95 per ton, which is roughly a 4.95% increase over last year. So our sanitation fee this year, $350, would go up $10, $360 per household that uses our trash services. And that just so happens to be a 2.9% increase. I did the math. That happens to be a 2.9% increase, just as the same as our millage. So the big things we're waiting for still are the assessment from the county and the sanitation fees. We have a few other things we need to tweak in the next month too. Our final budget presentation will be at our commissioner meeting next month, Wednesday, December 17th at the 7 p.m. board meeting, and we'll do our presentation and vote at that time. And that's all I have.
Thank you, John. I want to mention the sanitation fee that we get from the Solid Waste Authority. We really don't have a choice. We have to use that, okay? So if you're familiar with Aston Township, down Concord Road, the old incinerator property down there, we either drop it off there and then it's put on larger trucks and taken down to the Solid Waste Authority, or we go right to the Solid Waste Authority, I think, still, and we get a reduction of, I think, $5 a ton or something like that. So, that's not what we're charging. This is what's coming from the county, okay? So everybody understands that we'd like it to stay the same if we could. So, all right, so we move on to item B.
Sorry, and I know we'll be Q&A whatever, but Commissioner Dockery, if you wouldn't mind, or even if it's Mr. DeFeo, I would be interested, looking at it comparable to what we did and we partnered in the past, how we are compared to other townships even in the county. I don't know if you have.
That's the final budget. You'll see that.
We have it, because I thought I saw it, but I wasn't sure. Just for understanding, 8.5 Aston Township, how, from top to bottom, how much we spend, how do we use compared to other townships? So obviously the values of the houses are different, but at least it kind of gives us an idea of what we're working with.
We'll have that for the final.
Yeah, we can put that in the final.
I thought you did, yeah, thanks.
Okay. So item B, consider a motion to approve the 2026 Aston Township preliminary budget. We need a motion for that.
Make a motion.
Second.
All right, for the budget, we have a motion and we have a second. Any comments or questions further on this? All right. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Nays? Ayes have it. Motion carries. Item C, consider an ordinance that authorizes the incurrence of non-electoral debit with the issuance of a general obligation notes 2025 series in the amount of $3 million for the purchase of capital projects. Commissioner Doherty.
Okay, so I'll explain again. This is a bridge loan for the building. The money we need to finish it, we have not received yet from the sale of the old building, plus other state grants. We're expecting that at some point in the near future. So once we get that money, we will pay this off right away. This is not long-term, and the term is a bridge loan. And this is not surprising. We knew this from the beginning. We would probably need to get a bridge loan. This is not surprising. So this is about a 10-page motion. I would ask our solicitor, Mike Madron, to read the salient points.
So, this is the standard ordinance under the Debt Act. So every time we approve a project-based tax-free financing, this is the ordinance we adopt. And it approves the loan documents, sets forth like the doomsday scenario on interest rates, although I think the ordinance sets them at 15%. I think we're either locked in or we anticipate locking in at 3.5%. Yeah, 3.5%. It approves a qualified rate management plan, a sinking fund, that sort of thing. So I hate to besmirch my profession, but this is a lot of lawyer mumbo jumbo that's required by the IRS.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Madron. So just one more thing. I hate being in debt. I hate incurring new debt, so I'm going to pay this off as soon as we get the money. That said, I make a motion to approve this motion based on the comments of the solicitor.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any comments or questions on this? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Nays? Ayes have it. And item D, consider a resolution to request a statewide local share assessment, that's an LSA grant, in the amount of $141,238 from the Commonwealth Financing Authority to be used for public works equipment and snow plow purchasing. Commissioner Prendergast.
Thank you, Commissioner Higgins again. Be it resolved that the Township of Aston, Delaware County hereby requests a statewide local share assessment grant of $141,238 from the Commonwealth Financing Authority to be used for public works, equipment, and snow plow purchase. Be it further resolved that the applicant does hereby designate William J. DeFeo, Township Manager, and Michael J. Higgins, President, Board of Commissioners, as the officials to execute all documents, agreements between the Township of Aston and the Commonwealth Financing Authority to facilitate and assist in obtaining the request. This is in the form of a motion.
We have a motion and a second. Any comments, questions? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Nays? Ayes have it. Motion carries. Next, we have item E. Consider a resolution authorizing condemnation of permanent and temporary construction easements across the property commonly known as Zero Creek Road, folio number 0200000667-00. Commissioner McGinn.
Thanks, Commissioner Higgins. I'm going to ask our solicitor, Mike Madron, to explain, as he calls it, the legal mumbo jumbo.
Yeah, we got it. We're legal mumbo jumbo. So this is a resolution required by the eminent domain code, and we're at the point where we have, I believe, all of the rights of way necessary for the Western Branch Trail except for one, and that one property owner's been pretty reluctant to work with us. So this would be the first step to condemning an easement across this property. From here, we get the easement appraised and then file our declaration of paying the estimated just compensation into court. When we file the declaration of taking, that's when we have rights in the property, and we can go ahead and continue with our planning and execution of that trip.
Thank you for the description. And with that, I make a motion to approve proposed resolution number 164 as described by our solicitor.
We have a motion and a second. Any comments or questions on this? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Nays? Ayes have it. Motion carries. We move on now to item F. Consider a motion to approve a revised access easement through 5021 Pennell Road in favor of the 5025 Pennell Road. Commissioner McGinn.
Thank you, Commissioner Higgins. I make a motion to approve the revised access easement through 5021 Pennell Road in favor of 5025 Pennell Road.
We have a motion and second. Any comments or questions? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Nays, ayes have it, motion carries. We move on again to item G. Consider a motion to approve the addendum to the agreement between the township and RIC Municipal Center for the purchase of 5021 Pennell Road. Commissioner McGinn.
Thanks, Commissioner Higgins. I make a motion to approve an addendum to the agreement between the township and RIC Municipal Center for the purchase of 5021 Pennell Road.
Second.
With a motion and a second, any comments, questions? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Nays, ayes have it. H, consider a motion to hire Samuel Ziviello as a part-time police officer with the Aston Township Police Department. Commissioner Doherty.
Okay, first of all, Mr. Isabella is not here tonight, so we're going to vote on this and he'll be sworn in at a later date. This is a conditional appointment of part-time probationary police officer. I would like to make a motion that this board appoints Samuel Zavello of Aston to the position of part-time probationary officer at an hourly rate of $24.36 per hour. Once hired, Mr. Zavello will undergo a one-year probationary period. This appointment has the following conditions. Mr. Zavello must successfully pass a complete physical and psychological examination administered by a physician appointed by Aston Township. If Mr. Zavello fails to pass the examinations required, this appointment is immediately withdrawn. The hiring date for Mr. Zavello is December 1st, 2025. The probationary period may be extended by the Chief of Police for any reason. I make this in the form of a motion.
Second.
With a motion and a second, any further questions? All right, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Escrow releases, please.
Yeah, I have those tonight. So we have four for tonight. First one, proposed resolution 2025-165. I make a motion to approve the escrow to be released to I1 Santoso, 407 High Grove Lane, folio number 1380-62, subaccount number 77669542266, in the amount of $533.21.
Second.
With a motion and a second, any comments, questions? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Nays, ayes have it.
The second is proposed resolution 2025-166. I make a motion to approve this proposed resolution to Bright Eye Solar for escrow release to Bright Eye Solar LLC, 1655 High Point Lane, folio number 1216-46, subaccount number 7766954183, in the amount of $433.30.
Second.
With a motion and a second, any comments or questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Nays, ayes have it.
Next, I make a motion to approve the amount of $25,343 for engineering fees to be paid to Pannoni Associates for the month of November 2025.
Second.
With a motion and a second, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Nays, ayes have it.
And last for tonight, I make a motion to approve the amount of $5,300.67 in engineering fees to be paid to Cirilli Associates for the month of November 2025.
Second.
With a motion and a second, any comments, questions? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Nays, ayes have it. Okay, we move on to our second Q&A session. Item 10, open to the public for a half hour. Anybody interested in coming up, please do so. Nick Penza.
Nick Penza, 30 Morgan Road, Aston. Just for the sake of everyone here and listening at home, I just had a question on the budget. The chart that showed the millage rate and the fire tax, there was also one that said general government. Now, is that a general government fee that we have to pay that's increasing, or is that the general government fee just the general overhead cost of running the township?
That's the general overhead cost of running the township. That's like police, administration, road, that's everything. So that's separate from debt, that's separate from fire, separate from library. So basically stuff you see on a day-to-day basis, that's part of that general.
Right, I think that should just be put in a separate chart, not with the millage and the fire tax, since that's what we pay. That can be confusing and make it seem like we're paying the increase in the general government.
No, it's all baked in.
Direct,
So
yeah,
it's
it's
3.5% increase for the general government over last year, but compared to the entire budget, it's only the entire budget is only, millage is only up to 2.9%. So
Right, no, I'm understanding where we're paying directly for our millage tax. I'm just saying, by putting it right next to the millage tax and the fire tax, makes it seem like we're paying directly to the general government instead of indirectly.
okay, Nick, thank you.
Anyone else, please? Well, thank you. All right, then, so we'll move on to other business. Mr. Tinsley.
Thank you, Commissioner Higgins. I think it was Commissioner Prendergast. As you saw, it was almost a full page of public works information. It's only going to more is going to have to get involved as we get through the winter, whether it's to help the leaves, more trash coming around, days being off due to for them being off and doing double duty due to holidays, or even just quite frankly for the snow. But even in that particular report and stuff that wasn't even in the report, in the past month, Public Works have done a lot of enhancements even in the 6th ward. So I just wanted to make sure I called that out personally as well. The Public Works has spent a lot of time on that. I think it was whether 3 or 4 of the 8 agenda items was either related to our new township building and or indirectly as far or indirectly or I see the municipal center. But I think it's also not the only time that I've done this, but also want to call it out, whether it's Commissioner McGinn and also Mr. Madron. The guys have been really on as far as for making sure, we start getting closer and closer to the finish line for both of them. Just wanted to make sure I call them out as well. And then lastly, it was nice to see everyone tonight, their audience as we get ready for December, but especially for Catholic time. The end of my comments.
Commissioner Garber, please.
I'm just gonna wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. See you next month, hopefully.
Thank you. Commissioner Prendergast.
Thank you, Commissioner Higgins. Yeah, I want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving, and I want to congratulate Sammy Lavelle for being hired as a part-time police officer. And I got to go along with Kevin here. You guys, with the building committee and all the rest of them, have done a fine, very good job, really good job. And the Public Works, as usual, do a fantastic job. So, that's all I have to say.
Commissioner Dockery.
Okay, just a few things. First, as we mentioned, the police have moved into the new facility, and I'm going to thank all the police that helped us move in. I also want to thank Public Works, because those guys really did the heavy lifting moving everybody in, so I'm going to publicly thank them for their hard work. I want to welcome Sam Savello to the Aston PD, and wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving.
Ms. Bowden, please.
First of all, I want to congratulate the commissioners that ran for election, to Mr. Tinsley, Mr. Prendergast, Mr. McGinn. Congratulations on your election.
Thank you.
Welcome to another 4 years of chaos. I want everyone to please participate, hopefully, in our Christmas tree lighting. Hopefully it will be a festive event. The kids are going to be there singing. Our special guests hopefully will be attending. So McGinn's children may be allowed to come. And happy Thanksgiving to all of you. And we're all thankful to be here to celebrate this. And for those that are less fortunate, we surely do hope that you'll have a good Thanksgiving.
Commissioner McGinn, please.
Yeah, thank you, Commissioner Higgins. Let's start with happy Thanksgiving to everyone. We've got a lot to be thankful for, I think, in Aston Township for everything that's been going on. I think in the past year for so many people that not just are here, but people that aren't in this room and the folks that kind of make the township run and just make things happen. And a lot of them are part of the team, paid staff, and some of them are volunteers that just kind of quietly do their thing, year in, year out. So thank you to all of them. Congratulations, I want to congratulate as well Kevin and Fred on the election wins earlier this month. And lastly, just want to say thank you to the residents in the second ward for trusting me for a second term here as commissioner.
Again, congratulations to you, Joe.
Thanks.
Council Manager.
Again, wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving, and I just want to add one more note on the preliminary budget. We do have a copy available during normal working hours, 8 a.m. to 4:30 at the Township Building, if anyone would like to see the budget. There's a copy of the preliminary budget on file, as a part of the regulation.
Assistant Manager Kelly.
Just happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you. The professionals. Michael?
We're gonna start with the last person.
You're going right to left.
I would say, I guess just happy Thanksgiving, and I think we're gonna be in the middle of Hanukkah by the time we meet again, so.
Megan, please.
Just happy Thanksgiving, and I'm excited to, hopefully the next public meeting I attend will be in the new building. I know there was a lot of dominoes that had to fall into place, with people moving at various places, so it's exciting to see that finally finishing up.
Okay, thank you. I got a few things. We have the Christmas tree lighting coming up. Commissioner, this year you're gonna have competition from St. Joseph's across the street. They're having one around the 10th tree lighting, so just to let you know. The luminaries is a great thing. Shows the township, shows it off a little bit there. The Aston Police Department, I'm not in there yet. Welcome to the police for moving in. They've had a tough time over my 19 years. They were in the old building there where we're going to have the townhome complex. Was less than acceptable of a place. And then they moved over to New Road. They had a slight upgrade, but now they have a top shelf, I hope. And so we'll be in there in a little while, and we'll have something better than we had before also. So thank you. Want to just mention again, echo what Commissioner Bowden said, that we're going to need volunteers for the move for the traveling wall. I did see it many years ago down in Marcus Hook, and it was something nice to see. And then also, I want to thank Commissioner Bowden for overseeing and coming up with the idea of a veterans dinner. We had a veterans dinner last week at the community center. There was about how many people? How many veterans came? About
71.
About 71 veterans, and their handlers. Are they okay? And so we served of all things meatballs and spaghetti. But everybody liked it. Everybody was thankful for it. It's something new that I hopefully will become a tradition, and hopefully we can get more veterans again next year. Even our tax collector Tim McRae was there. So, did you enjoy it?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay. And I want to welcome Sam Ziviello as a new part-time officer. And thank you, and good luck to all the new, all our fellow commissioners that were reelected. And I think that's all I have. Happy Thanksgiving to you. All right. So with that, we need a motion to adjourn. Thank you, everybody.